This is me, in charge of a cow while completely hammered, actually, pretty pissed, and even though what I was doing made national news, I'm still baffled seeing the images coming out of Finsbury Park this morning. Apparently, it's illegal, and it's just the first of several old laws I plan to break over the next 48 hours, singing bad boy, what you gonna do? If you've been following this channel, you know I've got a bit of a bad boy streak, but I'm not the only naughty one in town. My friend Zach is joining me, and we're going head to head to see who's naughtier, starting outside the Tower of London, where bad guys used to get locked up, and turning it into a challenge, 48 hours to break as many ridiculous old laws as possible, inspired by Ubba Butler's Hall of Fame video, but doing laws that haven't been broken on camera, starting with a penny farthing, because under the 1896 Red Flag Act, it's illegal for any self-propelled machine to go faster than 4 miles per hour, so I learned to ride one from Neil, a former army officer and penny farthing enthusiast, changed into a period-appropriate outfit aka my school uniform, got the hang of it with Neil's help, officially became the second best penny farthing rider alive, then pushed for speed, surpassing the 4 miles per hour limit with my legs doing all they could, and finally, after breaking the law on an ancient bike, I faced the morning officers with a grin, singing bad boy, what you gonna do? Whoa, that was tight. And surprisingly, the fact that we were speeding on a self-propelled machine didn't seem to bother the police one bit, even at Buckingham Palace. Hello, guys. What's the speed limit here? I asked, and although they weren't sure, they clearly loved my new ride. New BMX, one said, nice bike there. Oh, thank you, I've got bigger wheels, I replied, and just like that, silly law number 1 was well and truly broken. Oh, run away. Next up, crime number 2 required a quick trip to the hardware store, grabbing some rope and a plank of wood, because under Section 54 of the Metropolitan Police Act 1839, it's illegal to carry timber, a plank, or a bar of wood along a footway unless you intend to load or unload it into a vehicle, and that's exactly what I was about to do. Let's walk the plank. Come on, boy. Sorry, guys, nip through here, careful on the wood. Silly law number 2 smashed. I started wondering what Zach was up to, so I left him alone for a bit. Back in Blighty, crime number 3 took me to the post office, where under the 1904 Postal Services Act, it's a criminal offense to distract or interfere with a postal worker by talking for too long, which I couldn't resist doing while sipping from my Air Up hydration bottle, a genius scent-based water system that makes your brain taste flavors like virgin mojito, perfect for annoying postmen across seas or just staying hydrated while filming in America. With our soon-to-be fully hydrated postal workers well and truly delayed, it was time to move on to the next law. Waving goodbye to the postman, have a good one. Yeah, you too. See you in a bit. Next up was a law I technically wouldn't be breaking. I'd actually be a good boy for once, because there's a law that says you can't trespass, which makes total sense, unless you're climbing a tree to point at a fish, and conveniently, I had a fish I wanted to point at, my baby boy Max Fish, living in a lovely retirement garden pond around the corner from my flat, next to a tree in my mate Alex's garden. With Alex at work, I sneaked over the wall, climbed the tree, and legally pointed at Max Fish. While looking utterly ridiculous in the middle of a Wednesday, though don't try this yourself, remember, Alex would be fine with it. As I waddled away, Zach approached a pelican, and I had one more law to break, which required getting drunk at 6 a.m. because under the Licensing Act of 1872 it's illegal to be drunk in charge of a horse, cow, or steam engine, and in an hour a cow was arriving in central London, so I set up camp at the pub to await my main cow Zach and the other cow, Rosie, right on. Q. Zach arrived still in last night's outfit, I look similarly ridiculous, and finally Rosie appeared, mooing and causing chaos as kids went to school. Traffic stopped, and despite all the commotion, the police didn't mind at all. We were officially breaking the law, drunk and in control of a cow, and word of young Rosie's criminality had spread across North London, even reaching the Radio 1 breakfast show, with a photo showing a cowboy hat man, a waistcoat, and the cow waiting to cross the road. As a bonus, we also discovered driving cattle on a London street after 10 a.m. is illegal, and it was 10:01, so naughty mission complete, time to get Rosie home.